Assalamualaikum grade 5. This is a summary video for today lesson. Subject Science, Unit 3, States of Matter, Lesson 3.8, Melting, Learner Book 48 and 49 page number, and homework page number 30, your activity book. First of all, learning objective, know that the boiling point of water is 100 centigrade and the melting point is what? Of ice, 0 centigrade. Amazing temperature, also we discussed. So let's start 3.8 melting. When a material melts, it's change from a solid to a liquid. So we change in the last 3.7 and 3.6 we talk about boiling, liquid change into gas. So here in this chapter, melting from solid to liquid, we can show how melting happen like this: solid plus heat change into liquid. Solid plus heat, if we put a solid thing on the at heaty place or on the stove, it change into liquid. You can see here on the screen there is a pan, fry pan. It's a put some butter. When solid are heated, their particles gain energy and start to move more quickly and pull further apart. If the particles gain enough energy, they escape from the solid and change into a liquid. Yes, obviously, the temperature at which a solid melt is called melting point. The temperature at which solid melts is called its melting point. Different solid have different melting point. Not all the solid had they have same point of same melting points. They have different and they need different temperature to melt them. You can see here as a solid ice melts, it change to a liquid. Ice it can at normal temperature change into liquid. The filament in a light bulb, this one, is made of tungsten. Tungsten is very hard metal. It has a melting point 3380 Celsius. So it's need more temperature to melt. Metal also melt, but at very high temperature. Metal also melt, but at very high temperature. So you have an activity investigating the melting point of ice. For ice, put the ice in a beaker. Measure the temperature of ice every minute until it's melt. Carry on measuring the temperature in the beaker every minute for another 10 minutes. After this, you record your measuring in a table like this one. So you can see here times in 0 and 1 minute, 2 minute until a minute tens. So temperature starting from -2, then change into 1, then change into 0. It stay on 3 to any 2 to 3 minutes on 0 point, then it start change into liquid at 1, 2. After 11 minutes, the temperature of water is 9. So what you have learned in this lesson was very easy. Melting is when a solid changes into a gas. What is melting? When a solid change into liquid. Particles within a solid gain energy when they are heated. So that's why it's separated. Otherwise, particles are joining in solid. So that's why the think anything solid, it's hard. So heated and change into a liquid. So the melting point of ice, 0. The same thing at 0 it start melting, and at 0 it start change into liquid. At this point again it change into solid. At this point, if we're going afterward, it's change into liquid. What pattern can you see in this result? You can write it: the temperature increases until it's reach 0. After it's 0, 1, 2, 3, it's the temperature increasing. It stays at 0 for a few minutes. You can see in the table, for a few minutes it stays at 0. Then it start to gain or start to increase. What sort of chart will you draw to show the results? The same thing, the previous unit I told you, a line graph we are using for temperature. At what temperature did the ice melt? What do you think? At what temperature? It start from 0. at from 0 it start melting. Will water always melt at this temperature? How can we find? Do the experiment over again a few times. Then you can know the water is start melting at 0 or more than this or less than this. Mostly the soil the sorry the solid or the ice start melting at the point of 0 or at the temperature of 0. How could you make the ice melt faster? Put it in a warmer place or heat the beaker. Put it in a warmer place or heat the beaker. Question number 3. Predict what the temperature of the melted ice will be 20 minutes after it has melted. Explain your prediction. It's easy. Prediction in the region of 20-25 degree are feasible depending on room temperature. It's upon the room temperature. That's why we can make prediction. Predict what the temperature of the melting ice will be 20 minutes after it has melted. Yes, you can do it prediction in the region of 25 to 30 degrees centigrade. Just like in Thai, the melting point of ice 0. We know this. This is the same temperature as a freezing point of water. Yeah, this I also told you in the class. This from 0 it start freezing, and at 0 temperature it start boiling, increasing and decreasing point starting from 0. So what do you think? The two processes are the reverse to each other. The starting point of one process is the ending point of other. The same thing from here it start if the and if you're putting the ice at warm temperature from 0 it start change into liquid, increasing temperature and decreasing temperature from 0 -1 -2 it's reverse and change into ice, liquid change into gas. So reverse to each other. Okay boys, take care. Page number 30 your homework, complete it and revise the class work. Goodbye. Assalamu alaikum.